Hey guys, this is Mark Goldberg from Mark Vlogs Watches, and we are live. And I, there's nobody watching right now, but in a couple of minutes, I'm sure within a couple of minutes, people will start tuning in a little bit. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about was your questions and answers. So we'll get into some Q&A in a little bit. I have a ton of comments and questions that I have received in many of my videos that I have been meaning to get around to answering, and I just haven't, gotten a chance to do yet, right? Okay, so we got a bunch of people watching already. So let me just mention that one of the things I'm going to try and do is answer some Q&A. I got to touch some buttons here and see. Yeah, I think I'll see questions and comments as they come up. I don't know. I still am just kind of getting a handle on this live thing. Okay, so what I want to talk about today, I have a loose topic along with any questions or comments that you might like to talk about. But sort of like the loose general topic that I want to discuss is going on a watch diet, right? So we're going to talk about what that is and how to make it work. Get my glasses off. I think I might see better. Getting older is hell. My eyes were like amazing. My favorite time of the day to drive used to be at night. I was, if you're my age, which 60 almost, but if you're my age, then you remember the CB radio. We didn't have texting. You kids today, you can Snapchat and YouTube and Facebook while driving. Yeah, we had CB. Sounds so stupid now, but we had CB radios back then. And hey, by the way, would one of you boogers please make a comment? So somebody say something so I can see if I'm seeing those. I don't know. There we go. Breaker19. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate that. Yeah. So Jay, you're an old fart like me. You've just revealed yourself there. Well, we had handles. Hey Jason, thanks for the comment. We had handles, and handle was your nickname. It was like sort of like your online ID. And hey, I'm gonna big band. Let me come back. We're gonna talk about Thailand. We will. Hey Aspra. Okay. By the way, if you are not watching this live, I am responding to comments that are coming up on my screen that you're not gonna see. Okay. But first, let's go ahead and do a quick wristwatch check. There, I am wearing. Let's see if we can get it here. It's probably upside down and backwards for you guys, but it's a Blue Lagoon. It's a Seiko limited edition Blue Lagoon. It's a Prospex watch. I have the Paddy also. There are a couple of types of watches, by the way. Thank you, Jason. There's a couple of types of watches, by the way, that are a little bit like mushrooms or warts, and what I mean by that is once you get one, you got to stop yourself from getting more. And Seiko, I have two brands that I struggle with. Any word on Rolex? I don't know what you expand on the question there. Jason's asking any word on Rolex, but I don't know what he means. Oh, these questions are coming fast and furious. Okay, I'm gonna come back to some of these. I'll try and remember, and if I don't, then hit me up. Breitling and Seiko. Breitling and Seiko. These are the problems that I'm having. Jeffrey asked, "What am I wearing most at the moment?" And that's really kind of the subject of this video. So I'm gonna talk about that in a little more detail. But Seiko and Breitling, I've only got 2 Seiko right now, and I have 4 Breitling. So I have to control myself. There's just certain brands. I don't want 4 Breitling. It's too many. I should have maybe 2. And I'm going to hold at the 2 Seiko. I do really like the ones I have. To me, this is like a great beater watch. Now, I have another watch in my hand here, which is, I like to call this the Unsubmariner. So hopefully you'll be seeing it sort of right side up. I can't really tell. But this is an old school pre-ceramic, so it has an aluminum bezel here, Sea Dweller. Okay, so it's a 40 millimeter case, and it's a triple lock crown. It is good down to, what is that, 4,000, it's 1,220 meters. It's like 4,000 feet. Has a helium escape valve. And this little guy here, trying to show you that helium escape valve. You got a bit of a look at it there. This little guy predates the Deep Sea Dweller. Okay, it's discontinued now, but but still available. This is a Holes case. It is a solid end-link piece. It has some writing on the case back, which most of your Rolexes do not have, right? But this one's got some writing on there. Solid end links. It is hollow center links though, and has that old school crappy Rolex stamped clasp. So the clasp is crap. And so is the bracelet because it's rattly. But the watch head is terrific, and you know, the look of the oyster bracelet is really nice. So why did I show you that watch? Because I'm on a watch diet, guys. I've had to control myself. Now, somebody in these comments asked for a state of the collection kind of a thing, and you know what? I'm resisting the idea. One of these days, yes, I swear to God, I don't know. It's going to be a momentous occasion, so I'll have to, sorry, have a hairball. By the way, I'm a dog trainer, and I live with dogs, but I also have a cat who I brushed this morning. I'm pretty sure I have a hairball. But I have to say, having pets which shed, although it presents, you know, a bit of a housekeeping issue, it will really keep you regular, guys, because animal hair is probably 50% of my dietary fiber. So at the end of the day, it's probably good for you. So right now, what I have in the house, I have two watches in the house. I've got the steel, old school pre-ceramic Sea Dweller, and I have the Seiko Blue Lagoon. So I have a decent watch and I have a beater. Now, why have I done that? Well, and what have I done with all the other watches? If you have the same kind of OCD problem I have, then you need to go get a box, a safety deposit box at the bank. What's my OCD problem? The problem is that if I have a bunch of watches in the house, I want to wear them all every day. Okay, like I want to wear my watches and I want to wear them every day. So one of the problems that I will have is I will rotate through watches hourly. It's excessive. It's crazy. It will consume my thoughts. It will create negative energy and distractions. I will go to bed pondering what watch to sleep in. It has to have really good lume if I'm going to sleep. And I like to sleep in a watch, but I have to have really good lume. And then the other thing is that it has to, you know, be, you know, some sort of a beater, because I'm likely to, you know, like kind of whip it around at night if I'm, you know, if I'm having a bad dream. So it has a negative impact on my life if I have too many watches in the house. So I have a watch winder. It has 4 slots. I thought for a while it would be a good idea to just keep like four watches in the, you know, 4 watches in the watch winder, 1 on the wrist. That's 5 in the house. I thought I could control myself, and I found like, no, I spent too much time thinking about that nonsense. So what I then did was I would only, you know, put 3 in the watch winder and 1 on my wrist, so 4 in the house at any given moment. And yeah, that's 4 in the house that I can rotate through, and then if I have that many in the house, I do. So I'm on a diet right now, okay? If you have this same problem, then you want to go get a safety deposit box at the local bank, the closest bank that you can possibly find. I have one that's right up the street. It's like 8 minutes from my house, and so if I miss a watch, you know, during business hours, I will run over there and get it. But and I always know what I'm going to take home. I don't like shop and browse. I always know what I'm going to go into the bank box for. But I kind of have a rule for myself, and that is I need to put something in the box to take something out. Rules that you make for yourself, they never work. But it's a rough guideline that I try and go with. Okay. So right now, I have exactly 2 watches in the house. I got the Seiko, and I have that Rolex Sea Dweller. And what I'm trying to do is I'll wear this Rolex if I don't think I'm in a situation where I'm going to be banging it around at all, because it's a nice watch. I like it better than the old school Submariner. I have one of those too, 14060M, a no date. But it's a little, I feel that it's a little flimsy, whereas that Sea Dweller is a little chunkier. So I'm on a diet right now. I'm trying to just control myself. Okay, so that's what that is all about. Oh, and this has like stupid lume, and it's really cool and light. I don't know if you can see, but it shimmers. It has a starburst, so all good. All right. Now, a variety of questions have been asked, like when am I going to do the state of the art? Sooner or later, probably later than sooner. Somebody asked which of the various Speedmasters to buy. You're asking the wrong guy. I don't like the Speedmaster. I do have a couple chronographs. They're Breitlings. Actually, I have 2 Breitling chronos and a ball. As you remember, I have 1 ball, and it's a ball watch. It's a chrono. I really like it. Somebody says, Fraser, I like your sports pieces, but don't you think I should get a moon phase or a stunning Langa and Zonna, the moon phase Patek? No, the answer is no. Although I admire those watches, those are hot horology and I don't deserve them. I think you have to really lust after those watches and have, you either have to have like, stupid money, which I don't, or you have to be an incredible appreciator of horology. And I'm kind of, I'm a successful guy, but I'm a dog trainer. Banging my watches around constantly, and that's why my collection is almost exclusively sports watches, right? So with a predilection towards divers and dive bezels. So for me, it's a whole lot more about sports watches than dress watches. In fact, I only have 1 watch that could be considered even minimally dressy, and it's the first one I ever bought, and that was a will I be switching watches during this live chat? No, because then I'd have to put the phone down. Otherwise, yeah, probably I would. The only sort of dressy watch I have is a Datejust. It's a 2-tone, and I bought that in like '87. It was like the first watch I ever bought, and the only one I ever got out of the dealer. Somebody asked, why has not Archie gotten rid of the old Explorer 2 and gotten the new one? Well, it's bang per buck, right? He is a bang per buck guy, number 1. And there's better bang per buck in the old Explorer versus the new one, number 1. And number 2, the new one is 41? And the old one is 40. Did I have that right, guys? He appreciates a smaller watch, so that would be the reason why. Somebody asked what's going on at the authorized dealer. I made a whole video about that, and so go look at my video. But I have been into actually a couple authorized dealers in multiple countries in the last couple weeks. I went to my authorized dealer here in Illinois. I went to two in Bangkok and 1 in Korea, and nobody had sports watches. I mean, the only thing that I've seen in sports watches was a couple of 2-tone GMTs. That's it. And I saw a gold here in Illinois. I saw a gold Daytona, but on the Oyster Flex strap. And that was in the window. They really want to sell that. They stuck it in the window. Hey, I don't know how many. Jeffrey. How many viewers has Archie got? I think the Paul Pluta channel has 12,000 and the Archie Luxury channel has 40,000. But you can look that up on YouTube. Sorry I missed your name because it disappeared really quick. Help me out with the dimensions. The old Explorer 2 is 40 and the new one is 42. Now I probably would like the 42 better. I got the old Polar Explorer 2, and I wound up trading it to Bruce Williams, who made a review on it, a really, really nice review. So go look at the Bruce Williams channel and you'll see his review. And he traded me a GMT Avenger 2, which is a Breitling watch that I really like, and a very cool Japanese domestic market only Omega steel blue Seamaster quartz that I gave as a gift to a friend. So I don't know how I came out on that deal. On the one hand, on the other hand, I got the Explorer fairly cheap, and the watches that I got in return for it, I really, really like. So I was more than happy with the trade. Bruce is a good guy, good friend. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up so this doesn't go too long. Hey, we'll come back at it again, talk a little bit later. But if you are a serial watch rotator like me, if you just rotate through watches so terribly fast that you can't control yourself, then my advice to you is don't put them in a drawer. Don't hide them from yourself. You've got to actually put them behind, 18 inches of vault door, that's like locked and has, police, silent alarms and stuff, because there's no way I'm getting into that bank. And that once, here's the crazy that is Mark Vlogs watches. I used to be a heavy smoker. If I had the opportunity to, if I was in an area where I just was like, I'm going to cut down on smoking, so I'm just not going to smoke. I was completely out of control. I just couldn't. What Seiko diver would I, this one, the turtle, any of the turtles. It's a big watch. This is a 44 millimeter watch. You have a 7 3/4 inch wrist, so any of these, and they're great price. If you just get the standard turtle, they're like $300. Okay, where was I? Oh, smoking. I couldn't stop, but if I was on an airplane, right, where it was impossible to smoke, I was okay, right? But if I was sitting in somebody's house trying to not smoke, I would invariably end up in the garage or outside because like my willpower is weird. I don't have any. On the one hand. On the other hand, if you put me in a situation where I just can't do it, then I can handle it, right? So once the watches are in the bank box, it removes the option for me to like go crazy, and because the option is removed, yeah, I feel better, right? So that's my advice to you. If you're a serial rotator, the cure is a bank safety deposit box, and don't keep too many at home. It's better that you go to the bank every few days. Oh, and that's another thing. They know me. Like they know me at that bank. Most people put like the will and a couple of gold bars and a Krugerrand, and their grandfather's KKK and Nazi memorabilia in the bank box. Me, I have my watches, so I am a regular visitor, and I'm on a first name basis with most of the tellers. And now they've all asked me like, what do you do here every day? Like, I think they wondered if I was keeping like drugs, or drug money or. So finally, I started talking watches with one of the guys and, explained it. And then he must have told the girls because now they're all like, oh, here to get a watch. I'm like, yeah, sure.